Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second No Cell Nation podcast. I am here with three esteemed gentlemen, Jim, Ryan, and Ball. But Jim has 47 nicknames. We're missing Johnny tonight. Unfortunately, he had some prior engagements, but we've got a ton of stuff to talk about. WrestleMania recap, Raw after WrestleMania recap, SmackDown after WrestleMania recap. And really, where should we start? Because there is quite a few topics we need to cover.
Boy, is there ever. Honestly, if we're gonna go into WrestleMania, do we just go in order? Whatever, we don't really have to talk a lot about everything. Like some things were unremarkable, really.
I
But
want to go in order, but I also I can't go in order because I got a sour taste in my mouth still. Can we start with the main event?
of night two,
Yes.
go for it.
We're working our way backwards.
Yeah, I think we work our way backwards.
I have the card up in order, so we actually can do that.
Yeah, I think we work our way backwards. Only because I think this Mania was good. I think overall decent to good Mania, if not great if you liked some of the other matches that weren't the main event. 9 minutes, I think someone said. I think someone did a review, and it was 9 minutes of total wrestling that we got out of Cody and John.
That was me. They posted the video of the match on YouTube, and it was trimmed down to like 9 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah, 9 minutes of actual wrestling is what we got out of the main event, which I think is pathetic. I think it's cool that they tried to do the Travis Scott thing. They tried to get him involved. I think it's cool that they're trying to get the mainstream involved. Like, I like the idea because it gets people who don't know wrestling into wrestling. If people are like Travis Scott's in WWE, they might watch just to watch, just the aspect of it being a cool thing for them. I think that ending was the most dog shit ending I have seen out of a WrestleMania main event in maybe my entire life. I've watched a couple bad ones, so I'm hesitant on saying that. But in the recent years, I think that's the most dog shit ending I've watched out of a WrestleMania main event ever.
Dude, it felt uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. It felt like John Cena. It felt like he whiffed something because of how uncomfortable it felt. It felt like something was wrong, like almost like there was an injury we didn't know about because of how uncomfortable the ending felt.
Or like like the finish something went wrong, and they were just like, "Oh, this is what we got now."
Yeah.
It was really odd, to say the least. It was the match itself was okay. Wasn't anything to write home about. Mm-hmm. That ending was so. I like Jim said. I think it was dog shit.
Can we talk about? I think somebody said it was a minute and 40 seconds or a minute and 50 seconds it took Travis Scott to get to the ring.
It took him forever to get to the ring. He
should have just ran out there. I don't know why.
The weirdest part about it was like John Cena almost did like Undertaker's like sit up and then like started like just chuckling,
giggling. Yeah. Yes. It's like he was like so ecstatic about Travis coming down the ring, and it's like I feel like that would have had more moment. I get soaking up your moment, but like there had to be at least some sort of skip.
It should have been
some sort of extra.
It should have been Travis and somebody else, and we know who the somebody else is. It should have been The Rock.
That's what it felt, especially with how long it took. Like once it got to about 60 full seconds of Travis Scott, I was definitely thinking like, okay, at least somebody's coming with him, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. And it's just insane to me that The Rock no-showed WrestleMania, and now.
Well, I mean, we could talk about it if we want, but his thing on McAfee, where he was basically saying like, he only ever got involved in the first place because of fucking sales for Elimination Chamber were low or some shit like that.
Which is BS.
Yeah, absolutely. But like,
I think that's working towards, and again, tinfoil hats back on. I think that's working in the team corporate angle. I hate to say it. And again, I don't know if it's going to be a full team corporate thing now. The more I've seen, I'm starting to think there might be a TKO WWE setup / split that might come into play come later in the year. Because I feel like they're
In
really
kayfabe?
like they're separating The Rock from the WWE, it feels like, and they're making him the TKO executive, and that he's playing into like, I'm the reason that if it weren't for me and what I did, we wouldn't have sold enough for Elimination Chamber. And I think that's going to play against some of these guys who possibly, and again, this is my theory right now, but it might build into their team corporate. I think Seth and Heyman aren't team corporate. I think they're team WWE. I think they're going to be team hard worker, but it's hard for me to sell a heel versus heel.
I don't think I am on board, by the way, with the team corporate conspiracy thing. I'm on board with it now, but I don't think the Paul Heyman guys are going to touch team corporate until next year.
Oh,
Yeah.
100. I
If
think this
not
is going to
longer.
be
If
a
not after
long,
Mania next year.
long
Like,
running story.
I think
100%.
I do think that we're going to see some sort of Survivor Series angle with it, and I do think The Rock might recruit Paul Heyman and the Paul Heyman guys. I do think they're going to be Team TKO,
Mhm.
because I feel like it kind of ties in with, Seth selling not selling his soul to Paul Heyman, that kind of thing. And I think with we get a variation of Team WWE where it's Cody, Roman, Punk, two other guys. Then TKO is, as we know of right now, Braun Breaker, Seth, and three other guys who knows who else it's gonna be.
And when you say who knows, that's the crazy part, because like there's so many theoretic. Like the second you said like Team WWE, you named off the guys. I don't know why. I feel like the Miz needs to be on Team WWE. Like if you're gonna take guys that are on the current roster and like make them WWE guys, like I feel like he's one of those guys who's like, I've been a lifer, I've been here. Like you're not gonna tell me that the reason we sold tickets is because TKO Rock came into the play and like,
oh, Miz is about to get murdered by another really dark dude.
Yeah.
well,
Like
yeah,
dark and sinister guy. He's just gonna get murdered by them.
but
Done.
that's what I hate. It's like I feel like guys like that need more to play into main stories like this. Like if we're gonna talk jobbers or like guys who are like WWE for life, that's fucking one of them. Like
They're
the Miz
using
is
Miz's
that
name to
guy.
get people over, and it's common. I don't think there's anything really wrong
Right.
with it. I think
Well, the thing is too is that would depend on if Miz is a face or a heel by the time November rolls around.
Yeah.
Because I think that WWE team is going to be all faces, so it's going to be those three I mentioned, and then I would think probably Jay is going to be involved.
Yes.
They'll recruit
Yes.
Jay
100%.
and somebody else. Like I said, I don't know. There's a lot of speculation behind that third Heyman guy spot. We've seen everybody from like Austin Theory to Ethan Page.
it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be an NXT guy at all.
Yeah, I mean, we like I said, we don't know. I mean, we're not gonna. I don't think we'll know until. Excuse me. We're gonna know until Backlash.
Yeah.
Because I don't think. I mean, the newly formed Paul Heyman guys aren't gonna lose, and who the hell's gonna take the pin? And involving Punk and Roman. So I think it's a disqualification because that third Heyman guy interferes.
Mhm.
I hate to be the guy to throw his name in there, but outside of this guy, who do we think it could be? I think it's going to be Rusev.
We have strayed from Mania.
Well,
True,
we're
yeah.
stay, we'll stick on the Mania thing. I mean, this is the last theory in that, but what I'm saying is like it has to be Rusev, right? So we're talking not
Potentially.
losing. We're talking like guys who are going to build up and like give some story to, and like it's like gotta be him right now, right? Like who else are
Doesn't
they
have
gonna?
to be.
Him or Ludwig maybe, but like he's not good on the. I mean, yeah, you got Paul Heyman to make him good on the mic, I guess, but I don't
Ludwig?
know.
It's
Yeah.
very up in
Ludwig's
the
fine
air.
on the mic.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's mediocre.
we do have to get back to
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
All right.
So, but
So,
yeah, main
yes.
event ending weird.
Big thumbs down on the main
Big,
event.
huge
Yeah.
thumbs down
Yeah.
on the night
Big
main
thumbs
event.
down on the main event.
Especially the
Horrible.
turnbuckle thing. I think the turnbuckle thing is really what fucked me up about that match. Like,
Before we move on though, Ball, any thoughts?
I agree. We just had such a high expectation of what it could be because this was seen as last ever WrestleMania, and then once it happened, you're like, that's it. Like 6,
I mean,
like
yeah,
you
because
said,
at the end
9
of the day, the
minutes.
guy's
Like,
what, 45, 46?
yeah.
And
Plus,
I
he
No, he
know,
can't
ain't quite.
afford
He
to
ain't
get
quite.
injured.
He wasn't gonna give us. Yeah, he wasn't gonna give us a
and I
fucking
know
5-star
that's been
match.
but I know that's been his spiel. Like, I'm gonna take the fun out of wrestling. I'm gonna take the title and everything. But like that, as much as it fit into it, and as much as I get, like, I do get the angle of making him this heel that like
I
is
think
a
if they try to starve us for wrestling so that they can save us from the famine of wrestling, it's gonna miss. I really
Yeah.
do.
that's
I think
what
that's
I
I
a,
agree
exactly. I don't
1,000%.
that's a
think
misplay, and I think they're gonna lose people
There's a
before.
difference between playing your character and completely sabotaging
Yeah.
your business model. You know,
I
what I
Yeah,
mean?
Exactly.
yeah.
I don't
Like,
think the missed opportunities you would get with Cena doing this, like robbing
Final run.
everybody of wrestling, the
Mhm.
payoff wouldn't be big enough in the end to, merit what
And-
we've missed because of that.
We're gonna put a pin in that because we are gonna come back to that when we talk about Raw after Mania and SmackDown.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
All right, moving on. We had the women's triple threat. Was that right before that?
no, the women's triple threat was
The opener.
The opener.
The opener, yeah.
Yes, right before that was Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre.
No,
What the fuck? What was?
I think it was Lyra and Becky.
Yes.
Yes.
The tag
Okay.
match.
The tag match was the okay. All right. I believe we are all pretty pissed about the Bailey not coming out, getting shelved for Becky.
Hmm.
At first, I thought it was like she was legit injured,
Yeah.
and now I guess she's not. So yeah, I think that's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
she was
just
on the CVV and she was talking about how, like, like, everybody was so happy for her last year. And she's like, yeah, you're not going to be that happy about this year. And I was like, oh, so you weren't injured.
right.
That was just them getting Becky on the card, which I'm happy she's back, but they could have done that
Well, they
Monday.
used it to get the belts, lose the belts. Becky turns heel. Becky becomes the female Heyman guy. She's the Heyman man.
Hmm.
I think that's also supposed to, like, I think we're gonna get Lyra finally going over Becky, hopefully.
Yeah, I think
like,
this is a build. This is a build to push Lyra.
Yeah.
I think.
yeah. It's like the mentor. Like, I feel like they do this, and I feel like I hate to do this,
But
but
Becky's
like,
gonna beat the shit out of her for weeks.
but not
Yeah.
only that, I feel like they do this a lot in like the women's like division. You see it sometimes in the men's where it's like you get the mentor versus mentee kind of aspect where they turn on each other. But I feel like this is done a lot more in the women's division to try to kind of catapult those superstars that are on the lower NXT card and everything, where it's like, either one of the people goes down and wrestles them on NXT and then they come back on Raw or SmackDown and make their debut kind of thing. But I feel like it was, and I'm a Becky fan. I feel like this was stale because I feel like Lyra didn't need, she's already over. I
Yeah.
don't feel like she needed to go over anymore. Like, right now
She's getting there.
Dude,
like,
Chelsea Green was the U.S. champ. I forgot the IC title existed. She is not that fucking over.
yes, and
She's getting there.
They
Yeah,
made it a
she's
point to
getting
point
there.
out that she's now a double champ, and it wasn't. Nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't see
I
where.
I
She's
think
not
Becky
that
took.
over.
I think Becky took like 3 bumps the entire match.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
think
Which is
dude,
insane.
I really don't think Becky's here for a long run. I think Becky's here to do a few jobs for some up and comers, put them over and push them, and then she's gonna retire too.
And where's Bailey gonna fit into these up and coming storylines right now? Like, why was she written out of the card? What is up and because, like, to me, she's one of the best
Bailey's gonna
female
be
wrestlers.
used. Bailey's gonna be used for them to bring up Roxanne.
Yeah. I think Roxanne and Rhea have a match tonight,
They
too.
do.
So
Yep.
Yeah.
that'll probably.
Banger.
I like Roxanne, but again, we don't need this unnecessary bullshit to put over stars that can be put over in regular matches. Like, just let Roxanne wrestle. She's a good wrestler, good on the mic. Just give her a decent feud and let's let it rock. Like, we don't need to have Bailey ruin her entire Mania to have her put somebody else over in a couple months. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And again, I'm the biggest Becky fan. Like, the second I heard her music, I
here's
was like,
my
fucking
thing,
yes,
right?
but
Here's my thing, and this is
those
the only
lyrics.
reason why I think that this was gonna happen the whole time. do Bailey and Lyra, do they win?
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. Then
Yeah,
what? Then what?
exactly.
I think this was going to happen for way longer than we feel like they shoehorned it in for. Like this
Yeah,
was probably planned for a while.
it was just to get Lyra her
Because
moment.
what the fuck was going to happen with the tag match? We were going to get this rematch between these two or whatever it is that they're going for. This tag match. The heels are going to win
Mhm.
again, and we're just going to move on, and that was it. Like
Yeah,
they made Lyra double champ. They wouldn't have done that with Bailey. There wouldn't have been a fucking point.
All I
Mhm.
also
And now
wanna
we have the
f-
Becky heel turn storyline with it. The mentor protege whatever.
Mhm.
I want to fight Ball on that point though. Give Lyra what moment? Like if we were gonna give Lyra her moment, give her the pin. We gave Becky the manhandles, which also looked like the most half-assed manhandle slam I've ever seen in my entire life to end a Mania match. Like that
I
was
mean, to
not
be
her
fair,
best
she's been
work.
out for like a year, so
Yeah, but that's
yeah,
my point. It's like if she's gonna be out, take 3 bumps, let Lyra do Lyra
Yeah.
and end the match. Like that should have been her Mania moment. And then have like maybe Becky could turn because it's like, okay, you took my Mania moment, and then we lost the next night. Like
yeah.
that's a good story there. What the fuck is the story besides Becky's pissed off?
Yeah, that's. I don't think like a heel turn was like super justified.
It
You know what
doesn't
I
make
mean?
sense
Over
right
that.
now.
And
It does
maybe
not
like
make
we're gonna
sense.
get her as the Heyman girl, but
That's what I think.
you know we don't know. But
And again,
Mhm.
maybe if it's like, yes, I'm with my husband, I'm gonna go do this, whatever, cool. But again,
All in all, though, Liv and Raquel champions, whatever.
Yeah.
but I don't like that
Super
either
fan.
because it's like, what was the point of them again losing to give Becky a win and become tag team champion and then
Yeah, literally, yes. And to pad fucking Liv Morgan, she's now a 4-time tag champ.
That's so
Yeah, I agree, but that's the reasoning.
it's
Yeah.
just so empty. It feels like
Okay.
next match.
What was before that? That was the street fight.
Oh, the street fight.
was there? I thought there was something
Can I
before.
say street fight unremarkable?
100%. It was a
Okay.
good match. It was.
It
I
was-
think
it
it
was
was good.
good.
It's
It was a
good.
good like what
I
you
like the
expect.
ending.
I think unless it was gonna like it, unless you get a street fight main event, I think that's what you expect out of a street fight. That was your typical, fuck around, beat the shit out of each other, end your feud kind of street fight. I
Mhm.
don't think that Drew and Priest are in that spotlight anymore where they would have warranted any higher of like a card match. And I
course
think
not.
that was a good ending to their thing. Like
Yeah, but Priest attacked him Friday on SmackDown,
Yeah.
so they're gonna
again,
continue that.
don't know why though. Like that to me makes no sense. Like what we're just gonna keep replaying this feud over and over again without a title to play for, or like what's
Oh, it was for or no. Yeah, they'll probably play into the number 1 contender for the U.S. title.
okay, something like that. Again, maybe, but I just and again, let the story
It
play out.
has to,
Mania
yeah,
just
'cause
ended.
we-
I
Yeah.
get it.
Because
It
Because
was
it was Drew in L.A. Or
yeah,
Drew in L.A. fighting for the number 1 contendership before
right.
Damien came in.
which
Oh,
we'll
okay.
get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the match was good. I don't think it was like anything fucking incredible, but it was
I
a cool
do.
match.
I like the way they ended it though with the chair, with the Clay
Yeah,
Morris and
there
the
were
chair
some
in the
cool
corner.
spots. There were some cool spots.
I definitely think the spots were cool. And like I said, your typical fucking street fight match. I think it was
Yeah.
good. And I think it was good for both of them to kind of get their Mania moments again. Like
Mhm.
I think Drew's deserving of another Mania moment. He's done a lot this year. Not in main event scenes, but he's done enough to keep I think if the best way to put it, because he's not a mid carder, but he's carried the mid card right now, in my opinion. Like he is the good filler matches, the filler matches that I'm not bothered by watching kind of thing. Him and Drew isn't like a stale fit. Like it's not like, them putting R-Truth on the fucking screen just to make him do a joke to burn 10 or 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Like we're
Yeah.
getting something of substance out of this. So it's worth it, I think. But
Mhm.
the match was good. 8 out of 10 probably. A good match. So
I think 8 out of 10 is kind of crazy.
eh. I think it was an above. I don't think it was an. In my opinion, 7 out of
Above
10 is
average.
like.
I thought it was
I
good.
like.
I thought it
I
was
think
good.
7 out of 10 is average. I think when people say 5 out of 10 is average, that's
That's
like a-
technically what it's supposed to be.
technically. But in our world, the way my brain works, it's like I think an average match is like 6, 5, 7. A good match is an 8. A great match is a 9. And your Shawn Michaels versus Undertakers are the 10s. Like,
Wow, no Flair Steamboat.
fuck
Crazy.
no. Fuck
Crazy.
no.
All right.
Yeah, good match, but
All right.
we got to keep running here.
All right. We're going to go out of order now because it's just how I'm looking at it. Randy Orton, Joe Hendry. What do we think? What are we thinking? We're going to start with Ball.
Great 3 minutes. It was
Yeah.
worth it to get Joe Hendry his WrestleMania moment and
I'm
for
not
Randy to pick him.
I'm not disappointed at the swerve from Jeff Hardy at all.
Yeah. I'm very happy with
I'm
Joe Hendry.
happy. I'm happy it was not Jeff Hardy. Like, love Jeff. Think him and Randy would have put on more of like a 15-minute match than a 3-minute Joe Hendry, ha ha ha, whatever. But I enjoyed what happened with Joe Hendry more. I think he got over with the WWE crowd. I think we'll see more of him.
Mhm.
And I'm excited to see what Joe Hendry brings back to the WWE, not being Rusev's lawyer. So
I thought, yeah. I mean, for what it was really a lot of fun just
Yeah.
to see Joe in that position. Like, dude who essentially got himself over by becoming an internet meme.
Yeah.
Like, it was incredible. It's
And-
great to see that. So yeah, I got no complaints for what it was.
No.
And
Not
I
at
think
all.
the best part of that is getting yourself over being an internet meme and then ending the match being the internet meme that got you famous. Like doing the turn and
Yeah.
then
Oh, yeah.
just getting
RKO.
RKO'd out of
That
nowhere.
was
is
brilliant.
chef's
That was
kiss.
awesome.
If I was and it's funny because the match was 3 minutes. That's a match I would give a 9 out of 10 because I have no quarrels with that match. I have nothing wrong with it. I think they did their bumps, they did their spiel, and it was ended perfectly.
They played the hits.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
All right. AJ Styles, Logan Paul.
I shut the
Another one.
TV off.
Yeah, I was gonna say another unremarkable, and I don't really mean that to like discredit the match. I mean that very matter of fact. Like, I didn't care.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
okay.
I am a fan of Logan Paul in the sense of I think he's a great wrestler.
Me too.
I
Yeah.
think he's wonderful to watch in the ring.
But he's doing what his brother's doing. He's just being open that it's predetermined.
Not only
Yeah.
that,
He's fighting
it's
40 plus.
it's getting aggravating. Like, I get he's not a week to week guy, but it's getting aggravating that we're just getting these empty feuds with empty. And I don't want to say aging because AJ Styles still is in great form, but it's like he's, like you said, cherry picking like his brother is, where it's like he's not going to take a guy who he's going to lose to. It's always going to be Logan Paul winning off some nonsense because he has a prime contract and he gets the WWE views.
And I mean, he had to lose to LA Knight because LA Knight needed that belt.
Yeah.
Not only did he need that belt, Logan needed to lose the belt. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like we
Mhm.
needed to put
No, absolutely.
LA
That's what
Knight
I'm
in.
saying. Yeah.
It was,
That was the match to do both of those things. To put LA Knight on, to put a belt on LA Knight, and to get a belt off of Logan. That was the match.
it was the perfect storm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I thought that
Yeah.
match was good, even though
That was a good match.
we're talking now a while
Yeah.
ago. But
I still think watching it back, like I saw the highlights of the AJ Styles and the Logan Paul match. Good match. Probably a 7, 8 out of 10. Don't doubt that. But again, being older, you could probably do it younger. It's probably fine. I can't watch matches that I'm not storyline invested in. I
Mhm.
need some sort of backstory or something that's like
I do that on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I think I'm more invested in the fallout of Karrion Kross with AJ because he's like, bro, you're gonna let this internet kid come in and
Oh.
prove that anybody could do this? Like,
Somebody
what
push
is
that
wrong with
man,
you?
dude.
Dude,
I
That-
think he deserves a
Oh, he's
massive
good,
push.
man. He's so good.
Disrespected, and it's not even that he's being like. People, if you go on forums, if you look online, people have been asking for this. It's
Mhm.
not like a new phenomenon where people are like, "Yo, Karrion Kross need." Like, it's been at least 2 years now where people are
Yeah.
like, "This guy needs to be on TV more."
That's why I think they're finally leaning into it. And that's why
Yeah.
I think he was given the ability to do the kayfabe break and give the motherfuck to The Rock and Triple H and all these guys. Like, I think he was given that okay because he's finally to the point. Like, he's a heel face, and I say that because he's one of those. He's a heel,
He's a tweener.
but
He's in
he's
between.
it's just
Yeah.
it's like he's loved by the crowd, but he will motherfucking cheat his way to a victory. He's Eddie Guerrero.
I was gonna say
in a
literally
wax.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like yes, or like that, where it's like he's a crowd favorite. They do love him, and like especially the older crowd because like they like the darker. Like I'm starting to see like Aleister Black, Karrion Kross, all those darker stories are much loved by the older crowd because it's like you get cinema along with good wrestling, and I think that's what people want. Ever since we've gotten Bray Wyatt, I think we've been kind of fiending for something like that again, where it's like you get the cinematic, but also the wrestling, and it's good wrestling. It's not like the cinematic takes over for the wrestling.
I'm gonna be honest. So like, I wasn't really watching a whole lot of the Bray stuff, and I did go back, and it's too heavy on the cinematics for me.
The Funhouse
Mhm.
match, yes, I will agree with you. Hated the Funhouse match. I thought that was too.
Love that match.
Everybody does because it's good in the sense of what it was written for. Like in the story itself, great. I would get bored watching it a second and third time. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, like I like matches, and my classics and favorites are all watchable over and over again, even if you know the outcome. It's like the wrestling is so well put together and everything.
Bro, I
It's
watched
like
WrestleMania 17 yesterday or some
Yeah,
shit.
it's-
And like, yeah, I know how every match goes, but that shit's great.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like those Funhouse matches, it's like they were good because it's like you got that NWO John Cena, and it's like that was like a oh shit, like in the moment, really cool. After you watch it, you're like, all right, whatever.
We're drifting from Mania.
Yeah.
A little bit. But yeah, Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Okay. Karrion Kross carried the feud. He wasn't even in it.
Yeah.
100%.
Wasn't
And
even
again, I think that's
Absolutely.
where we were leading with the Karrion
Right.
Kross thing. Was Karrion Kross carried that feud, and he was not involved. And
Karrion Kross good. That's what,
But
that's
it-
what
yes.
we got.
Very
from
good.
that.
But it also
And
bothers me
great.
that they're using AJ to push him. Like I feel like like I don't know. We need more of a with Carrie, and like I'm hoping we get more than AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
Moving
who's
on
next on
to
your list?
the Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way. Llama.
It was a fun match. I enjoyed it.
I
Mhm.
also enjoyed this.
I mean,
match.
it was, dude, those four dudes are so fun to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Braun is so fun to watch.
I thought this was like pound for pound, like the most entertaining match of night 2.
I don't remember if I said that Penta was going to win or if I predicted that one of the Judgment Day guys were going to win, but I like that we got the fallout the way we did with Dom and Finn, where it
I
wasn't.
like where it went. I can't.
I like
Dom
that it wasn't
deserves
a.
it.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
I
wasn't
was
like
a little
direct.
disappointed we didn't get a full blowout though. At like, of
It's
the
coming.
Judgment Day. I know.
Yeah.
Oh no, we'll definitely get more of that, and I definitely think that'll lead into a couple good matches and everything. And I'm a Dom hater because I think watching him wrestle something like watching that 619 that ended it was cool, but it's like that's not a Rey Mysterio fucking 619. Like I want to see the guy fucking moving 100 miles an hour. Watching Dom run is like watching Gumby run. Like the guy's like,
That's
Like,
don't
he
you
just-
disrespect Gumby.
bro,
Dom-
he just
Dom is the better Mysterio.
I will murder
He's the
you.
greatest Mysterio of all
He's
time.
the deadly dad, right?
And actually, Dom's the best. No, wow, that was almost a bad statement. Dom's a Guerrero, technically. He won custody, if we remember. So
True. But yeah, that was a really fun match.
I
Yeah.
think it
So
was
much
good to
fun.
see Penta, do his thing. I think it was great to see Braun do
Mhm.
the thing with Carlito. I think we got to showcase everybody's strengths. And then we leaned into the Judgment Day thing because I think that's where we're going to get more story. I think we'll still see Penta. He might be one of the ones to help Team WWE in this corporate thing because it's like I could definitely see him helping against Braun because I think their feud went well. And I
Mhm.
think Penta's going to stay in the spotlight. I don't think Penta's going to be like a Ray Phoenix or like somebody who's going to fall off the cards into like nowhere land. I think that Penta will be like
You
our
think
next
Rey
Rey
Phoenix is
Mysterio.
gonna fall off the card into nowhere land? He's been on the show for 4 weeks.
Yeah, well,
You mean Dragon Lee?
Dragon Lee. This is my point. There's like so many of them. I don't even know which one I'm talking about anymore. We've seen so many since Ray fall off and not be worth watching that I think Penta will be the first Ray-esque one.
Enter.
So,
Banter.
guys, you can't say it with a hard R.
Banter.
God.
Relax, Jimmy.
All right. All right.
Yes. So yeah, general consensus. That match was really fun.
Yeah,
It was
8
very,
out.
very
Again,
fun,
one of those
entertaining
matches
match.
Enjoyed
where,
where it went to. So
yeah,
I have no
8
complaints.
8.58, very good match, worth watching again. Watching Braun do that spear through the table, I could watch that 100 times realistically. So,
All right. The Women's World Championship triple threat. Io
Banger.
Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca
Banger.
Belair.
I don't think I could have predicted that any better. Literally, exactly what I thought was going to happen. It was going to be them forgetting about Io still showcasing Io by like randomly coming into the scene.
Jim, it
and-
was a bold prediction that you made. It's not like they were showing that every week on TV leading
Oh,
up to it.
bite me. But what I'm saying is everybody thought
That was
Io.
literally the story they were telling going
Yes,
into
but
this.
everybody thought we were going to get like the Io moment where it was like Io went over in her victory. I think that's what we need. Like I think that was a good, like, yes, they were leading into the story, but I think Io was sold to go more over than she did, and I think that's good that they kept her where she's like, I don't know, they didn't make her like this god of wrestling because she beat Rhea and Bianca kind of thing. She's still grounded. She's
Okay.
just, I'm Io Sky. I'm great, which is great because that fits her character fucking
The
perfectly.
match itself was a fucking
Yeah,
banger.
yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
was.
Lord, like it was
Banger.
awesome.
Absolutely, I
Awesome.
love Bianca.
The
Phenomenal.
Bianca Rhea Styles clash is phenomenal.
Watching them
Yeah.
wrestle each other
Amazing.
is literally chef's kiss. And then watching Io do her high flyer stuff while also, getting involved. Yeah, like just being her and being involved in the match while like clashing with the styles that kind of I think
Right.
meld together the best. It was just a chef's kiss of a match.
Some would say it was a Styles clash.
Which is sad because
Sorry, I'll be here, Holly.
I don't know how many matches we have
It's
left
crazy,
on
Llama.
date.
I think you're breaking up. I can't. I
Yeah.
don't.
But it's funny we're talking about this now because I think that, and again, we might be out of order a little bit, but in my opinion, I think day 2 we started with the bangers and ended with the shit.
100%. And it was flip flop night 1.
Yeah.
Yes, which is
Yeah.
what's really annoying because it's like the meat of I think they did that again maybe for a marketing aspect because it's like, you get shit, you're gonna watch to the end, and then you're like, okay, we got a really good thing, let's watch the beginning, and you're like, okay, gotta watch to the end now because it was really good, and it's like, it doesn't matter if it's shit because you're still gonna, I don't know, but
Regardless,
yeah,
women's triple
this
threat
was
banger.
incredible.
Mhm.
Match of Mania. The
Yeah.
best match of all of Mania.
100%.
Yeah.
yes, agreed, 100% agreed.
And I mean, this was, and this bleeds into Monday too a little bit, a little less with Bianca. I mean, with her finger and whatever. But no, this is one of those, like, it's great that this opened up night 2 after the taste in everyone's mouth in night 1 before that main event.
Mm.
Because before that main event on night 1, we were all a little like, whatever.
Hell is going on?
And
Hell going on her?
And then that main event came and that blew us away, and we'll get to that too. But then there was this, they needed to pick up with the same level of energy that they ended night 1 with, and I think
Yeah.
they nailed it. So I'm big on that. That was great. And that is night 2. That is night 2.
What the fuck even happened on night 1?
Exactly.
Bingo.
We're gonna start off, and Jim,
I'm
we're gonna
having
do the
such
other.
a
We're
brain fart.
gonna talk about now that main event of night 1. And that was Paul Heyman going out with Seth Rollins and betraying Roman Reigns and CM Punk.
And turning my tinfoil hat into a crown.
The match itself was just
It was
a
fantastic.
banger. It was just, and I mean it's just 3 of the best doing fucking what they do, and it was. I mean, I don't know if anybody expected it to be that good. I think people expected it to be good, as always. But
Mhm.
I mean, it was a
Well,
fucking.
it's
awful
also,
match.
I gotta say too, I feel like everybody was a little meh after everything on night one, so it was probably harder for them to get that reaction from the crowd. No, their namesake alone actually
Yeah.
probably just brought that
Yeah, I
out.
mean it's box office. There's no doubt.
They could have followed up a whole bunch of 1-star matches, like all of them could have been 1-star. They would get the same reaction just
It
because
was, dude. It was everything. That match was like
it
laid
was
out
fantastic.
perfectly.
I
The
loved it.
match
The
itself
match
was
yeah.
awesome.
I
The
mean,
resolution, the ending was insane.
I have one hot take about this match.
Oh, go! I want to hear it.
One
how
hot take.
racist is it?
Jesus.
Paul Heyman needs to learn how to deliver a low blow, because the one he hit, what the fuck is this? What was that, Paul Heyman? I know Paul.
Get up in there.
He
Yeah.
really just like, if someone hit me with a low blow like that and then just went like this, I think I'd start giggling, because like, what are you doing? Like,
He legitimately may have been trying to make Roman break.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect.
He was trying to get in there, man.
he just really was in there. Like, it's like, was he giving him a low blow or a love like tap? I don't know, but
He was giving him a reach around.
it was
Yeah, for real.
that was definitely.
I might have to edit that out.
And the tribal nets.
Yeah, they
I-
literally
that
tried to
might-
grab
that
the
might be a
tribal
YouTube
nads.
thing. I might have
Like,
to edit that out.
but yeah,
No,
yeah, that was weird. Definitely weird.
Yeah, great match though. So
Yeah.
cool seeing him
Phenomenal.
walk out with Seth.
And like we obviously expected the Punk turn that was
Yeah.
probably gonna happen, but to see, and I wouldn't say we expected the Roman turn, but when it happened, it was like, holy shit! Like he's really doing it.
Yeah, I knew the
Yeah.
Punk term was coming, just because it was like Punk really forced it. Like, it went from being a favor to a force like favor, and that's where I knew that Paul Heyman.
Right, you could see Paul was like really skeptical. About
Yeah,
it.
I
and
was
knowing him being ECW Paul, I knew something was coming. Like, he wasn't gonna, like, even when he was with Roman at one point in time, he did like this, like, stop taking shit. Like, he wasn't Roman's bitch, and he kind of like, had some nuts still before the tribal chief thing. So it's like, I definitely saw the Paul Heyman gears turning at that point. And like you said, I think the culmination of everything was well put together. I love their wrestling styles. I think they all built off each other perfectly. I just definitely don't know where Roman Reigns' story goes from here. I feel like that
Me
man,
neither.
while being involved in like Team WWE, like, who is he gonna feud with right now?
Honestly, I'd give him a break.
I think he has to get it. That's my thought. He has to get a break,
I
right?
think they're gonna do Roman Seth at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I could see that.
Maybe night 1 or night 2.
I think they do
yeah.
Roman Seth. I don't know why I'm saying I think. I literally saw a tweet.
Oh.
I think they do Roman. They're gonna do Roman Seth.
Who tweeted it? Dave?
No, it wasn't Dave.
Brian Goretz?
No. And I think Punk and Braun was on there,
Okay.
which
Yeah, that makes
that'll be
sense.
awesome.
So we
I
are
think-
we're gonna get some variation of the Paul Heyman guys versus the fucking all these
Versus the
dejected
Paul Heyman
people.
guys.
Huh?
versus
It's
the
gonna be
X
the Heyman guys
Paul
versus
Yeah,
the Heyman
yeah.
guys.
Mhm.
Exactly.
But
Yeah, but I would think will happen at Survivor Series.
yeah, and I definitely think we're gonna get a slow. That's gonna be the sad part, though. I think we're gonna get a slow build on this story. Like, that WrestleMania, while it was the culmination of the Paul Heyman turn, this Paul Heyman story led thing that we got going on is going to be a slow burn for the rest of the year, and people are gonna get sick, I think, at one point in time. But at the end, I think this is one of those stories that has to sell the fuck off. Like, the names that are involved, they're too good to not sell
Everything,
this perfectly.
anything would be better than starving us of wrestling.
Yes, agreed.
All right. Any final thoughts on that before we move on to Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, which I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have a whole lot to say about this match.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
okay.
It was
It's
an okay
okay. It
match.
just felt like
It looked scrappy. It looked
Yeah.
sloppy a little
It
bit at
felt
times.
really weird.
it felt like
Yeah.
Charlotte was messing up a lot when she usually
Sandbagging
doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like she was sandbagging her a bit.
It was stiff.
Yeah.
She sandbagged the shit out of her, and I don't know if it came. There were speculations that I read that Charlotte possibly had like a concussion or possibly had like a slight injury that she got in the ring that might not have been as severe once they checked it out. But it's like, if that's the case, I can't blame anybody but Charlotte, because it felt like Charlotte was the first one to do stiff shots in that match.
Mhm.
Charlotte was the first one to really make it look ugly. And I feel like Charlotte fucking started this all. So in the end, I mean,
No, I don't think Tiffany loses any stock over it.
No, because she
yeah.
did
But
her
she
part and she
didn't
looked good.
she didn't gain what she should have gained
No.
from a fully cooperative and down to do business Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Hot take here. I think if we were going to bring Becky back, I think we should have left Bailey in that match that she was supposed to be in. And I think Becky coming back and staring down Tiffany at the end of the match would have had more stock than what we got out of Becky's return now, where it's like, at least you get like, okay, she just beat Charlotte Flair, and now the man's back, and now it's Tiffany versus the man, like getting a story like that. That would be great.
That'd be
but
cool.
It's like, I just feel like there's no stock in this, man. This match was empty. It felt like they were trying to build it where it's like the old frontier versus the new frontier kind of thing.
No,
And
this match felt weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
off, very
It's
weird,
uncomfortable.
And maybe it's because, again, the Flairs are salty, because we've been seeing a lot about, I don't know if you guys have read, but Ric Flair bitching about like, oh, if John Cena's going to win his 17th title, he's going to have to go through me. Like, literally talking in like, and he's talking about,
I wish Rick would shut up.
well,
Yeah.
exactly. But it's like, you know how that family is, where it's like, if daddy's pissed and then you get, the shit that you're getting for doing the Ludwig comment, you definitely might just be like, okay, I'm out of here kind of thing, where it's like, I'm done. I'm going to give a stiff match and move on. Like, we might not see a lot of Charlotte Flair moving forward. Like, I just don't see where she worked back into this story ever again. Like,
Does anybody else have anything to really say about this match? Because
Nope.
No.
yuck.
all right. El Grande Americano versus Rey Fenix. Thoughts?
I mean, we're getting into some real stinkers here.
All right. Before I say anything, El Grande Americano won. Would Rey Mysterio have gone over?
Probably not.
I don't know.
I don't know. They just introduced that character, so I don't know.
Also,
If
Rey
they're
Mysterio or Rey Fenix?
Rey
Would
Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio have gone over had he had the match with El
Yeah.
Grande?
No.
Because they got to keep this El Grande going. I mean,
No,
Yeah.
they're keeping this El Grande go. Ah, fuck. Chad Gable's gonna be the fucking Heyman guy. God damn it, everything just clicked. They're doing the El Grande Americano. They're doing the whole build up so he gets he's like, God damn it, he's gonna be the guy. It's gonna be Chad Gable.
I don't know.
I'm telling you right now, mark my words on this podcast. Here we go, tinfoil hat on.
Jim, you have had some banger predictions. And
It's
they've come
gonna,
true, so
it's
I-
gonna happen. The autism just kicked in, and the pieces just like aligned for me. I'm
all
telling
those puzzle
you,
pieces.
yes, all the puzzle pieces just lined up.
Damn.
Even though
No,
they're not.
I mean,
all right,
Jim,
that was a better fucking pun than you guys.
I know, I get it.
Yeah.
But Jim has had some predictions that at first we all thought were fucking insane,
Yeah.
and they wound up coming true. So we have to take everything Jim says seriously.
The only things, Jimmy, that haven't really been confirmed of your like more, grander conspiracies are the names.
Yeah, literally.
That's literally it. Everything else is kind of falling into place.
Yeah.
That being said,
Fire.
yeah, sorry.
Scott Steiner.
That being said,
Jordan Grace.
Jacob
Weiss
Fleischer
would have
defeats
fucking shut his camera off. Jordan Grace walked in his room with a theme song like that. Come on now. Weiss would have folded so quick.
Jordan Grace?
Are you?
Yeah.
She's built, dude. No,
You wouldn't want a girl to fucking bench press you and then have sex with you?
no.
Oh, that's not fun.
See, this is where we're gonna get canceled.
Why not? Why is that getting canceled?
But
No, that's
going
not-
back to the El
not
Grande
with that.
Ray Phoenix thing, it was a pretty uneventful match, and I know both of those guys can wrestle. Actually, okay, I don't know that El Grande can wrestle because he's only been around
It's only been around for 2 weeks.
a month and a half, whatever it is. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, but it was okay. It was I don't know. It was filler.
It's a
If
good
you
way
could
to
ever describe
showcase
filler.
Ray. Yeah, it's a good way to showcase Ray Phoenix.
I also think it was a really good way to showcase how versatile Chad Gable is.
They've been doing it for 4 months. He's been going literally since like December. He's been going up against a luchador almost every week.
And
Yeah.
that's why I think they were getting this build of.
What does Chad Gable have to do with this?
That's enough of that. That's enough
He
of that.
did
That's enough of this
disappear
match.
to conquer the dark arts of Lucha
It's
Libre.
literally
Lucha Libre. Who's next? What other matches were there? I really forget what other matches
Sorry, I was
there were.
muted because there was a lot more emergency vehicles.
Sirens,
driving
yeah.
by. Jacob Fatu defeats LA Knight for the U.S. Championship. Jacob Fatu is an absolute animal. There were some really sick spots in this match, but all in all, so solid match.
it was a decent match.
It was a
Yeah.
decent match.
Seven.
The BFT off the moonsault was sick, though.
Dude, Jacob
Yes.
is a star, bro.
Yes.
That guy is going to be huge.
I wish they would play into his crazy more, where they would almost let him, like they're kind of doing it. I like seeing him as like an Umaga that actually talks. Like just having that crazy, like the Samoan vibe, the shaking, the going.
I
like
want him to pick up the ring and throw it.
I really
I
would
wouldn't
love.
be surprised if he could do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I
You know what? We were talking about the gorillas before. How many people can we take on a gorilla? One
Jacob
Jacob
Fatu.
Fatu.
That's
One
it.
Jacob Fatu.
One Jacob Fatu could take on 100 gorillas.
Guys,
Absolutely.
tinfoil hat boys, get ready for my hot
Oh, no.
take.
Oh,
I
There you go.
actually think Jacob and Roman make up. And I think Jacob's going to be the kryptonite to Braun Breaker.
I could see a Jacob face turn incoming and him joining
Jacob-
that Team WWE
Yes,
team
I think that-
in Survivor Series.
I think Jacob is what is going to shut down Braun Breaker, where like Braun Breaker does his thing, pulls off his straps, is like flexing in the ring, and then he just turns around and it's just like fucking like
rabid
like
dog.
this kid gives
Yeah.
no fucks. Like, and I think that is the perfect story in the sense of like Braun Breaker being this freak of nature. He finally finds somebody who's just as equally a freak of nature and crazier than he is. Like,
I don't know about that. That also feels like a bit of a reach. I do think that Jacob is going to end up beating the piss out of Solo in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, he
Mhm.
better. If the way Solo's been talking about how
Um,
this is my championship, he better beat the
yeah,
piss out of
I
Solo.
think that's why I think we're getting a Jacob face turn soon.
Do
Yeah.
we have a lot to say on this? Really? I
Just
mean,
that Jacob is a star.
solid
I mean,
match.
LA Knight is a
Yeah.
star too. and
LA
it's
Knight's a
always
star. I think LA Knight still will learn to be. I think he's possibly Money in the Bank contender
I was a
material.
fan of that fucking BFT.
Yeah,
That was
off the
sick.
moonsault was
so
disgusting.
sick. The
Insane.
moonsault BFT was so sick.
That goes to show that if you give LA Knight some sort of creative direction, he can be Randy-esque in the ring.
All right, Randy Eske's crazy.
Randy at
What?
I'm not saying Randy at A+ level like superstar Randy. I'm saying he can
Randy
be
while
he
he's
can
unconscious getting
he-
triple neck fusion surgery at that
he-
exact moment.
okay, fuck off. But he can do like Randy-esque things like that. Like I think back to like all the crazy RKOs, and it's like a DDT off of the moonsault. That's a fucking crazy move, and very few people can pull that off as clean as it looked on fucking national TV.
There's a lot of timing on him, but I feel like the safety of that move and like the presentation of that comes down to Jacob too. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, 100. But I think that's why the match,
There's
while
so
it may
many
have
moving
been
parts with that.
meh,
Yeah.
like
So
in the
many.
sense of like it wasn't like stellar, like there was no like flares or fireworks. I think that just goes to show that these two are great wrestlers, and we will see more of these two moving forward. It's as simple as that. I think we're going to see a lot more of them, and they're going to be very into storylines moving forward. So
I'm going to skip the next one because we might have something to say about it. And I'm
I
just
want to
gonna-
hear it. Say it.
No, we're gonna come back to it. I just
Okay.
want to go on to this because we're probably not going to care too much. New Day beating the War Raiders. I didn't like the gear, the Clash of Clans shit. It was too
Yeah.
campy.
The fact that they had that
It was sellout.
Oh, for the
And
TLC match.
over the
That
TLC match on Friday night,
Exactly.
is absurd.
Yeah.
That entire fucking match was a cash grab from Clash of Clans.
That was on Mania instead of SmackDown for the New Day to have it at Mania.
Mania,
That's the
right.
only reason that
I
was
don't even
there.
think it had to do with the New Day. New Day's had its fucking WrestleMania moment multiple times. I think it literally, they brought the War Raiders were brought back to do a Clash of Clans sell. Because I don't see
No.
why
They were always
the War
coming
Raiders.
back.
They were coming back and they're a good tag team. But
They're good.
we forced them into Mania.
They were
I just
tag
think
teams.
I think it was more New Day was forced into Mania.
Well, I
Clash of
agree
Clans.
that the fact that match was on Mania and not the match from Friday,
Yeah.
which was a fucking
The Street Profits
oh my
deserve that.
god.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. The match was bad. And I'm tired. Honestly, I've been saying I'm tired of the New Day since they almost came out and took the fucking, when the Hardys came back. If it wasn't for the fact that the Hardys came
That
back.
was years ago.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I got sick of the New Day back then. I'm over this. Even if they're heels, I'm over the new. Like, I love Kofi and I love Xavier. I think they need to be feuding against each other. And I think that was the better fucking angle. I don't like this, them being back together and being hoity-toity, like, heel New Day. It's just a recycled bit with Xavier Woods telling people to fuck off now.
How about this? Jade Cargill and Naomi.
Oh, I loved it.
Pretty good match.
Yeah.
Loved
I thought it was
Pretty
good.
match.
Phenomenal. I think it was fun. I think the wrestling in that match was 9 out of 10. I think the story was 9 out of 10. I love their wrestling styles. I love their wrestling. I don't know if maybe I'm just biased because, like, I try to give the women a little bit more credit sometimes. But I think that match had no points where I looked away and I was like, this is boring, or this is whatever. It's like, I was into the match. I loved everything about that match.
Yeah, I thought the match. I mean, that's about as good as a match as you're gonna get out of like Naomi and Jade. I'm not saying they're not good, but like they were just on their A game both of them that night. So it was a really really good match.
I agree. I thought it was a good match. The problem is it might feel like a better match because the matches were kind of a lull on night one.
Oh,
Maybe?
yes, and again,
A
but
little bit, but even then, it was still like Naomi's good enough to, I'd say, like carry a match at this point because she went
Well, that's
and
the
went to
thing,
TNA and did her whole thing there.
The physicality of it and
Yeah.
like the showmanshipy part of it, it falls on Jade, but it's Naomi that makes it look good. And I gotta give Naomi her veteran credit for that match for sure. You can you can tell watching that match that she was the veteran there.
yeah.
And I do think it was a good match.
I definitely
Yeah,
think they
that's
could
about
have.
it for me.
I think a big issue with everybody is, yes, it's WrestleMania, but everybody expects like a main event caliber match out of every single match. And even if it's like, I don't know, maybe the standards are higher because, again,
This
yes.
was like a 7-month feud. This had to be a banger.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I think this was a banger. It just wasn't like, you didn't have a stipulation or anything. It was a one-on-one match.
Honestly, it probably should have.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I don't disagree because there were only, 3 stipulation matches?
One,
I
dude.
think this could have been...
There's one stip
there's
match.
one, whatever. But I think it could have been better if there was some sort of stipulation so they could have done more or whatever. But again, if you were going to do a one-on-one wrestling match, a women's wrestling match one-on-one, that was probably the best you're going to fucking get. Like, that was a phenomenal match in my mind.
I think that Tiffany and Charlotte should have been better than that, and it was nowhere near as good as Jade and Naomi.
100%. Yes.
That being said, Ball, anything?
No, I think we covered everything. I agree.
No, but thanks for telling me I had something in my beard, guys.
Weiss is totally gonna cut this part, but Ball's trying to like deflect because he's like, I mean, when Jade and fucking Naomi were on the screen, I was just in the corner like,
yeah, okay.
I was sitting right next to him. I sure hope he wasn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say for all
you're not. This motherfucker
He was in
knocked down
between
next
me
to
and
me.
Mama, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was definitely not doing that
All
because
right,
White should
now
knock the fuck out
listen,
next
we're gonna
week.
move on to the match that opened the show the entire weekend, and that was Jey Uso beating Gunther
Oh,
for the World Heavyweight Championship.
No.
eat. Um,
I'm upset
Eh.
Jay's the champ over Gunther. I'm upset that that's how it had to be, but I'm happy for Jay. I like Jay for what he is. I think he's a real hype guy. His in-ring work has improved.
hmm
It did look like a good match. The ending, somebody else talk before I talk about that ending, 'cause
Oh,
I'll talk about it
I
for a
can't
fucking
believe they
year.
made Gunther look like that, dude.
I
Somebody
will
else say
say
something, please.
I do like the fact that he tapped out. I didn't like the fact that it was that quick. If it was
okay.
in there for like
The tap was
a
good
minute
because he needed
or
to
2 minutes,
humbled
yes,
in that way and not be
exactly,
able to go out on his shield.
Not only
That was
that,
quick as fuck.
exactly.
not only that, I one
Either
definitely
have him
think
tap out after a
Did
time
Jay
or have him
choke him
tap
for
out.
real or some shit? Like,
no. But I think, and this is why I think the next feud for Gunther when he comes back has to be Ludwig,
Pat McAfee?
because every analysis that I have seen comes back to exactly how Ludwig beat Gunther. He choked him out and he tapped immediately. And I think they're going to play into the fact that Gunther is great at wrestling, but he's I think they're breaking down the persona of unbeatable wrestlers.
Do you
We
mean
wrote
Ilya?
Don't say
what?
that to me.
Do you mean Ilya over
What did I say?
Ludwig?
What did I say?
You
Fucking
said
Ludwig.
Ludwig.
You said Ludwig.
Ilya, whatever.
Dude,
But
have you meant Ilya the whole
yeah,
time?
the entire
Like,
time I
because you
completely
said
Oh my
Ludwig
yeah.
on the last
god.
episode. You
Yeah,
said Ludwig a couple of
I
times.
meant Ilya. I'm sorry. I just
You're good. I think he
That
still
changes.
has
That
some
changes a
time.
lot, and that changes the way I'm comprehending it too. So
but
that's,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
that's
that's where
huge.
I think it comes down into like the fact of like I think Gunther and I think the WWE itself is trying to kill like the unbeatable boss character kind of vibe in the especially in the champion scene because like we had Roman with the title for so long and it's like I don't think we're trying to build another champion like that and Gunther doing the IC title having it for so long I think they're going to show the vulnerable side of Gunther where he does have weaknesses in his wrestling and it's specifically submission wrestling. He loses to a lot because he taps out quick almost every time he goes into a
Well,
fucking
not a lot, okay?
not
I
a
will
lot.
say it's his kryptonite.
But what I'm
That
saying,
happened
no, what I'm saying is
one other video that I've seen.
if you look at any time, look up every match that Gunther has lost by submission. There are not many, but every match he's lost by submission is a 5-second tap out. Gunther is not a fan of submissions.
No one is. There's
Well, of
submission.
course, but what I'm saying is that's gonna be what they play into.
I get what you're saying.
And I think that's
it's
why
his
Ilya,
kryptonite.
and I think that's why Ilya is gonna be the guy that they play into with that because Ilya's the submission specialist, isn't he? Isn't that like his thing?
Not really, but he is a
Is that
technical
where he's been this
wrestler.
whole time? He disappeared to learn a new hold.
Yeah, not him
I
tearing
get
an
what you're saying.
ACL.
I get what you're saying. But Ilya tapped Gunther, did he not?
Yes. In
Yes.
the
Ilya-
same,
so-
and when I say
right.
the same manner, it was like literally he went into a choke and it was a 2-second Gunther went like this immediately.
Yeah, I can see them playing into that. I
And
know where
that's
you're
why I
going
think
with
they're
it.
playing into that kind of thing. Outside of that, I see they were giving Jay his moment. I think the match itself was cool up until that point. It felt flat because of that. I think
There
it was
a moment of like, is it over? It's
yeah,
over.
exactly. It was
A
like
little
it
bit, yeah.
felt like the build up to the end was not.
I
There
thought
was
the
too
whole
much
match
build
was
up.
kind of odd. I just
Really?
I was
it's just-
anticipating like the commentary
click
build
for
up
me.
to Gunther's gonna tap. There it is. But before
Yeah.
they could get a word out, he was fucking tapping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, he's got the choke. Oh shit, he tapped.
Yeah, literally, it was
It's like calling a
instantly.
jiu-jitsu match. Oh shit, it happened like that.
Yeah, but it definitely and it
Oh, his
bothers
foot's
me
broken.
because it bothers me specifically because I feel like they were trying to give Jay the Kofi Mania experience where it's like he gets the big win over the big name. It's a huge thing. But Kofi's felt so, and again, I know Kofi was like what the first African American champion or something like that. It was like a big thing for him. I don't remember what it was. He broke a record for what he did at that
I think he was the
WrestleMania.
first main event.
Yeah, first main event African
Something like
American
that.
to win the champion or
Yeah.
something like that. Or it was something big for him.
It wasn't
But-
an event because I was there, and that wasn't the main event.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, whatever the fuck it was something big.
I
He
get what
broke
you're
a
saying.
record
Yeah,
kind
there
of
was
deal.
something.
It was
And
a
I think-
moment.
And I think they were trying to give Jay that moment, but it fell flat because of the way it occurred. Like, I think Jay needed to,
You're the
like,
114th Samoan world champion. Like,
yeah. And not only that, it was like you didn't get like I feel like there wasn't like yeah, it was like he choked him out, but I feel like we should have got like maybe 2 super kicks, a frog splash, and then he
There
was
should
like,
have been something.
yeah,
a bigger
it's like,
build
okay,
up
and
to it.
then
Or just
maybe,
have
like-
him pass out.
yeah, exactly, and or it's like, you know,
I don't
after the
think
frog,
you needed to tap because of what
Yeah.
he did to Jimmy. I
Yeah.
don't think you let that. I don't think Gunther gets the privilege of going out. He like
Mm.
has to have his character
Yes.
tap
Yeah.
there.
yes,
But I don't
But
think
not
it
that
needs to be
quick.
that quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I also think when it came to it, it was like Gunther just. Like that whole story and everything, I feel like there needed to be like the build up to the end felt so ugly. Like it felt like I keep saying there needed to be like a super kick or two and then a frog splash, and then it's like Jay's last resort is like, okay, fuck this, I'm gonna choke him out like he choked my brother out, or like, you know, he thinks
get a
about
lot
Jay,
more
or
than that.
someone's wearing a Jay, or he thinks about Jimmy and someone's wearing a Jimmy Uso shirt, and then he's like, I'm gonna choke this motherfucker out. Something, but it was just like a random chokehold and then a 2-second tap out, and it, I don't know,
Go ahead.
bad taste.
And that's it for the Mania card, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't have much to say about that. Really?
No, we went through that. I think.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to Monday Night Raw. We're gonna start with John Cena coming out and cutting his promo.
The same promo he's cut for the past 8 weeks.
Same promo that he's cut. He's just holding a belt.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
And who other than
And Randall
the
Keith.
Viper himself creeps into the ring. I love the oh shit you
Yeah.
heard
Yeah.
right as he's getting
Shit.
RKO'd. Loved it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I will say
Um,
Loma did call that. Because I said, oh, we'll probably have it at SummerSlam. And he's like, no,
And-
Backlash.
and just because it felt like two halves of
Thank
the
you.
same segment, you did call that.
Yeah, I mean, Backlash is in St. Louis, so it makes
That
sense.
makes sense. Yeah.
It's I'm just gonna say it. John still goes over in St. Louis.
100%. He has to beat Randy.
I
I think
just
it's going to
think
be because of
I hate that.
something.
Yes,
I don't think it's going to be
agree.
clean.
It's hard
whatsoever.
to believe. It's hard to believe watching that Randy Orton would lose to John Cena.
They are going. What they're going to
Visually,
do
like,
is they're
that's
going
a
to
hard
play that.
sell.
They're going to play his hits over the summer. So you're going to get Randy at Backlash. At Money in the Bank, I would think it's
Oh.
going to be him and Punk.
Mm.
You know, just to run that back. And at SummerSlam, I think it'll be Cody 2. Cena versus Cody 2.
Is that where Cody gets
No.
his leg back?
Nah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
'Cause
But
I think Cena's got to finish the run as a face. I think he finishes the run
Yeah.
as face.
Yeah, I think that's what he does.
I just think Cena ends. It has to end at the end of the year. I don't think it ends.
no, I don't
at
think. No, I don't,
SummerSlam.
in all honesty, I don't think it's going to end.
Cena
SummerSlam.
Cena ends with The Rock. I hate to be the guy to say it, but I think the only way we see Cena going out is against The Rock in a final match.
I hate that.
I
don't
hate
think
it
so.
too because we've seen it before.
I
But
hate that.
I hate
I mean,
that.
outside. I mean, I know we have a lot of story to build on in the next 8 months. Yes,
I really hate
but like realistically, who else is in? Like, if we're gonna get Punk early, we're gonna get Randy early. We're gonna get fucking Cody too, probably SummerSlam. Who else are we sending him out with?
Yeah.
The
mean,
Rock
good
is
point.
the only one that makes sense.
Survivor Series, you would think he'll be on that team corporate thing.
Goldberg
Exactly, and
confirmed
then it's-
final match with WWE.
I
Oh, please, God,
literally
no.
rather hang myself from my balls.
Either way, we're gonna just quickly because it felt like two halves of the same segment. The John Cena Randy Orton promo on SmackDown.
Okay, I was gonna hope
That was
that we were
awesome.
gonna be able to lead
Yeah.
into that.
That was
also before
amazing.
we talked about
That was
anything
that
else.
was the first segment.
And Cena looked like such a like logically in the situation. You look at Cena, you're kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like your
That was
logic.
the first time where
Yeah.
I said to myself, "Damn, like John Cena is pissing me off." Like,
John Cena, but I'm watching that, and every time Randy makes a point and John Cena tries to say, "You just don't get it," and then repeats the same thing in just different words,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you don't have a point, dude. Randy's got you here, verbal.
But I think that was a really good segment. It was a fun
It
segment.
was, but I think that the more Cena tried to explain himself, the more of it like a soft little bitch emotionally he sounds
I
like.
think that's the point, though.
Can
I think
I-
he's finally. It was like, oh, maybe he's coming into himself as a heel.
Can I ask a
Mhm.
question real quick before we continue on this subject? Just a quick
Yes.
question. When is this? Aren't we supposed to get like a Attitude Era pay-per-view or something like that?
December.
Ruthless aggression.
Oh, Ruthless Aggression.
Ruthless
Okay.
aggression.
So the reason I ask that is because this was the most Ruthless Aggression era fucking
Fuck.
promo that I have ever seen since the Ruthless Aggression era. This was fucking chef's. I've never been so happy watching TV. Like, I felt like a kid again. And seeing it in different shoes is so weird. Like, knowing we rooted against Randy and rooted for Cena for so many years, to see Randy be the one who has my backing, and like you said, make Cena look like a bitch to the point where it was like, not only am I like, wow, I'm supporting Randy, but Randy is making a fucking point. It was so well put together that I don't think we could have asked for anything better out of
I
these
think
two.
he's gonna stick with that scene. I think he's gonna go real bitchy.
Yes.
And just be such a prick and such a bitch. Like, it would not surprise me if at Backlash he pulled out what Orton did to him
Yes.
back years ago
That's
and he slapped the ref and DQ'd himself.
I hope you know that's exactly
that'd
what
be
I.
awesome.
That's going to
be
be
amazing.
That's my prediction for their match. I hope you know
Yeah.
that. Like, literally,
Would
that
not
was
surprise
my
me.
prediction for their up and coming match. Is he is going to pull either the smacking the ref or the literal walking out of the ring with his championship around his like they're about. He's like, they do their hits. He gets hit with an RKO or something. He rolls out. He gets up and he's like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
Like, and that's
They still gotta put on a match.
Yes, and I think it's going to be a bet. Like, this is going to be probably my favorite match in 10 years because I just, knowing their hits, I love them together. Like, oh, can't wait. But also, it worries me because as much as we love the idea of face Randy, fighting heel Cena makes me think that Dark Randy's going to come back out. And I don't know why, but I have a feeling that there's like part of me is
In this bizarro world where I'm a good guy and you're a bad guy.
Yeah, it's like punt Randy is lurking somewhere right now, and it's scaring me because I don't know when it's gonna be.
I love a good Randy Orton punt.
Like I don't know
It's
what it's
great.
gonna be, but
What would have happened if KO didn't get injured, which sucks.
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
Yeah,
100%
goddamn,
agreed.
we missed getting KO kicked in the face.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to the women's tag team. We talked about it. Lyra,
Yeah. Becky turned.
Lyra and Becky Lou.
Weird.
Never been so over Becky, and I'm the biggest Becky fan on earth. I'm just over her. Someone called her Becky fucking Hogan the other day, and I was just like, you're not wrong. Like, it's bad.
She's going to address her actions soon.
Oh,
while we're filming this, so
we're gonna have her
It's
address
7
her
o'clock now.
actions.
It's 7:10. We have 50 minutes until Raw starts.
Awesome.
That being said, Rusev returns to the WWE.
Why in the middle of a tag team match? Why did they not?
It wasn't even a match.
It wasn't a match.
What was the point of this? What was the point of it? I love Rusev, and I love that he's back, and I love that we're doing it.
Because Otis is seen as an extremely strong, huge dude, and it's a great way to put over a guy that's coming back and seen as a monster who can manhandle another massive, strong human being without giving him a loss.
You think they're gonna finally give Otis a push?
No,
They did.
no, it's not what I'm saying
They
at all.
push.
I was gonna say he had his push, brother.
Push. He is officially Dolph Ziggler. Like, he is our generation's Dolph Ziggler.
It's an our generation's Dolph Ziggler.
Shut the
Dolph
fuck
Ziggler.
up.
Yeah, right.
Late when I said it, but you know what I mean. He's Dolph Ziggler now. He is the job. Like, I don't get it. I just don't. The goddamn Rusev thing makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. I don't like it. I love that he's back, but it makes no sense.
All right.
It's also to say, and we should tie this in now because it'll make sense and save us time, but with Aleister Black returning on Friday, which two dudes that are sick. They're awesome.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of talent in the WWE,
Mhm.
and it's very easy. And it's very easy to see both of them getting lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
But
Like,
I think that's the
super
point.
easy.
But that's why I hate this Cena shit right now. Because as much as I love the Cena, finally we're getting the final match. Dude, he came back at the worst time again. Like, I feel like Cena does this every time. He comes back when, like, we lose him and we have, like, the lull of, like, the no talent or there is talent and they're written poorly. This, that, the other thing. Now we finally have, like, 9 stories we could be building and we're focusing on heel Cena. It's just... you're not wrong.
It's
There's
just
a
how
lot
the
of
cookie
talent,
crumbles,
but
man.
I just
But
look.
but regardless of what heel Cena is doing, it's just in general. I mean,
There's a
first off,
lot. No, there's a
first
lot of
off,
talent.
I would like to not reiterate, just emphasize whose fucking idea it was to have Aleister Black return in Fort Worth, Texas. Okay, and I don't care what anybody says. It's not a Dallas crowd. It's a Fort Worth fucking Texas.
You're not
crowd.
wrong.
It is a B city crowd. So he's not doing himself any favors there.
That's so funny.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna fucking return you in Boise, fucking Idaho.
I think in many ways, SmackDown is still treated as a B show.
Yeah,
Why?
I agree. It's just the general perception of it. I think.
And again, I don't know if this is a hot take because maybe Rusev is bigger than I know, but why are we putting Aleister Black on our fucking B tier show if we have fucking Rusev that we could have put on the B tier show? Like he's an old coming back wrestler. Like yeah, he's gone through this whole undefeated thing, but
you come from the other side, and we don't want to.
The other side. When you said the other side, I was like, "Is he talking about Russia?"
I really didn't know what you were talking about for a second. It just clicked. But
I was like, "Oh, Jacksonville,
I think it
the Iron
leads,
Curtain in Jacksonville."
I think it leads to a feud with Mello because obviously
Rusev came from Bulgaria, actually, because that's where he's been for years, and Tony Khan's just been paying him.
You really think they're gonna bring Mello into this?
Yeah, because
Mello needs a push so bad. Dude.
He needs a push. That's why I'm asking Paul, because I want Mello to get a push. So I want to hear this Mello take.
No, I just think that since him and Miz are tight, Miz is gonna lose, and Mello's gonna be like, "Yo, that's my boy. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up now."
And we're gonna get Mello versus Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, man.
Or like he tries to turn
style matchup, I think.
Or like he tries to turn Mello.
I also think visually that match looks cool in the ring.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the two of them in the ring together with their gear and shit, like that match looks cool.
Both sick in ring. So sick in ring.
Yeah.
And with that being said, because that's a little bit of SmackDown there too, but I want to go back to Raw for a second, and we're gonna talk about Io Sky coming out and doing her little promo about how she is the best, and she sure is.
Yeah.
But then the music comes on, and we get La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer.
Mommy.
And I'm happy. I didn't see that coming.
Dude, that whole segment was so sick.
Yeah, it was.
Like Julia in there too, and Roxanne, like.
The beginning of their match was a little weird. It felt like they were feeling each other, like trying to get a feel for each other in that. But that being said, once it picked up, that was really cool.
All honesty, could have just been like, "Hey, Stephanie, you're on fucking Raw right now." So,
that's exactly what they always give the new guys and girls. Like when they're first on the show, they always give them that lull of like, if they're not like showing up to break a match up kind of thing, their first match is always slower in the sense of like it's your basic moves to make sure you're like, these are my first moves on TV, I'm not gonna fuck this up. So it gives you the confidence boost, and then you can move into like your other set moves.
Not her first moves on TV, but I get what you're saying.
NXT was on the same network SmackDown's on right now at that point. Like it's
yes, agreed.
Right, but I get what he's saying. I mean, you're talking the A show.
Yeah. Exactly. Like
big leagues essentially, and I get what you're saying. But I thought that whole segment was really cool.
Yeah, and then it got broken up by Roxanne, who starts fucking up Io, right?
Yeah.
And then Julia comes out.
And attacks.
Julia looks sick.
Yeah.
I love Julia, man.
I think
she's great.
She's awesome.
Big Stephanie Vaquer fan. Big
also
fan.
great. All of them are great.
Yeah.
Rhea came out.
Rhea came out, saved the day, shows some respect to Io Sky and
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie
If
Vaquero.
anybody's beating her up, it's gonna
never
be
seen
me,
again.
kind of thing. She said.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that just. Why are we just writing Bianca out there? Like,
She's gonna have
She's
something-
injured.
She's
Oh, she
injured,
is?
but
Yeah, she broke her fingers.
finger.
okay,
But
like,
she's also gonna have something to do with Jade and Naomi coming
Yeah.
up.
I
okay,
think so, yeah.
okay. They're
She's
gonna
full-
write her
full
back
on-
into that story.
She's
Okay.
very much a part of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
storyline.
I'm okay with that. I was just very because like you're not gonna put a banger like that on at WrestleMania and then just be like,
Yeah, no.
one of you is gonna get a chance and the other one's gonna go do something else. Like,
No. If anything, they'll fight each other at WrestleMania next year.
Dude, the Raw after WrestleMania was really good.
Better
Yeah.
than Mania.
Oh yeah, it was really
That
good.
being said, we had the Jey Uso promo where he came out and stroked himself, rightfully so.
Mhm.
And then Sammy came out and kind of, gave him his props. He had a weird look in one weird little moment.
Yeah,
there.
I thought Sammy was gonna turn for sure.
And then Jay came out.
Jimmy,
Jimmy came out.
as our friend Johnny says, Jonathan and John Fatu.
Yeah.
I was convinced someone was turning at that point.
I'm glad they didn't. You need Jay.
Yeah.
Jay needed that.
I
Don't
thought,
disagree.
I thought Sammy was gonna turn.
Me too.
Yeah, there was
Me too.
something about the
Yeah.
moment in the ring and the way. Maybe it's just the way my brain is like
No,
thought to
no,
function.
I-
with
it was
certain
everybody.
points.
No,
It
I
was
thought-
certain
I thought Sammy
camera
was gonna
angles
turn.
and
Purpose.
shit.
They
Yeah.
absolutely did it on purpose.
Yeah, it was really sketchy at one point where I was like, someone's about to get fucked up, and I was like, I don't know
beat
who.
Gunther.
Yeah.
Sammy beat Gunther last year at WrestleMania,
Mm-hmm.
and now we can get like some Sammy. Sammy's like, I beat Gunther a little more decisively than you did, maybe, even though submission is pretty fucking decisive.
Mm-hmm.
And
And they just have like
they have a
friendly,
and
friendly
That's
title
how I think
match.
it's gonna start. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
start as the friendly. Oh, Sammy, you're gonna give me a title shot, and then Sammy's
Yeah.
gonna turn.
Yeah.
It's gonna be out of control.
and then following that, Gunther came out and started fucking with Michael Cole. And then McAfee
hero.
got involved, and we got McAfee written off TV for a few weeks.
He's gonna be on TV tonight, dude.
McAfee?
Is he?
Yeah, he's addressing the goddamn. I thought this was a complete write-off.
Me too.
What is this?
This is dumb. That's what this is.
Oh, maybe Gunther comes out again tonight, even though he's suspended. He
Yeah.
buys a ticket or whatever and just completely murders. Maybe he eats Pat McAfee on live TV.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
I love
it's-
Pat, but
Dude,
I think he needs some time off.
I don't hate Pat McAfee, but he's really soured on me on commentary like the
me
last.
too.
6
I've
months.
been dude. I've been saying it for a while though. You know I have. I've been saying
Yeah.
McAfee is insufferable for a while.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Jim, say
say.
something.
I don't want to sound crazy.
You already did. Just say it.
Yeah.
You say Gunther versus Pat at
How would you-
Backlash is fine.
no, it's-
already
It's
at this point.
What if they're?
Is he a Paul Heyman guy? Is he team?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Alright, we're gonna
hate
move
to
on
say it
then.
like that, but
We're
like
gonna
no,
move on
no,
then.
no.
If
Listen,
if
here.
we're doing that.
No,
Are you
hear
saying
me out, hear me out.
Gunther or Pat?
Pat.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. If
Yeah,
we're
no.
really
I'm
gonna
not
do
saying
this,
I'm not saying wrestling. When I'm saying that, hear me out. You have Michael Cole on the announce desk doing his, I can't with Seth and Gunther. He's been bad mouthing every like peel and this and that. If you get someone who's a Paul Heyman guy on the desk, it almost makes sense. Like, we'll protect you, Paul, or we'll protect you, Pat. No one's gonna come after you anymore, as long as you say what we want you to
Gotcha.
say. And they kind of they make Pat like the mouthpiece for them.
They
And
don't
it's
need a
like,
mouthpiece. They have Paul Heyman.
I get that, but it on the commentary desk, it does make sense in my mind.
I
guess.
think
I
I
disagree.
think that I am done placating your theories because I don't like that one.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think that's gonna
I
be
just-
We're
work.
gonna move on from
I just,
with
what are
that
they gonna
to
do? Bring
Dominic
him back
Mysterio
tonight to
versus
write him off?
Penta. Dom versus Penta.
I like watching Penter.
Just
Penter.
turn your camera to the fucking whiteboard and corkboard with all the red lines and dots. Turn
Leave
it. Let
my
me see it.
corkboard
Oh, it's-
alone.
it's
Let me
not
see your
just a
Pepe
barking.
Sylvia board.
Leave my corkboard alone.
Ball's still on mute.
Your
so I
weird,
wanna-
beautiful minds board in the corner there.
But yeah, Penta.
I like watching
and
Penter
Dom.
wrestle.
Yeah, it's
Penter.
like, it was a good wrestling match. I mean,
That's what my grandpa calls Penta, by the way.
Penter.
Penter.
He- yeah.
Penta.
Penta.
But yeah, all right. Dominic versus Penta, good match, cool match.
Happened.
Dom gets a defense under his belt, right?
It is what it
Wins.
is.
Bam. Easy booking.
Yeah.
Ball. We lost Ball.
No, he said he'll be right back.
Oh
That
yeah,
being
Nacho's
said-
barking.
Not just
That
barking. Wife's
Being
probably home.
said, we have Seth freaking Rollins on his way to the ring, accompanied by Paul E. Dangerously.
I don't believe you just
And-
called him that.
I mean,
I hate you.
that was my guy, and he comes out, and then he's interrupted by Roman, right?
No, Punk came out first.
Punk
Punk
first.
came out first.
Yeah.
Then
Punk came out
Roman.
first.
Yes.
Punk came
Yeah.
out first.
Punk
yeah.
first, then Roman.
Okay.
Punk came out first.
Got destroyed, and then Roman came out and screwed Seth.
stomped him. Yeah. And then the Braun Breaker reveal was just
That
That
was
was perfect.
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Awesome.
looked way better on TV than those other angles I saw it from.
Yeah.
where he like
Yeah.
Looks so good
where he
on
kind of
TV.
like steps in front of Roman first, and it like
Yeah.
looks weird, but obviously
Dude,
that's how you
when I
have
saw
to
the
do
black hoodie, I was like, oh my god, there's another Samoan. Who's gonna be?
Leo.
it. I think
Yeah.
kind of what I thought too, but no, that was awesome. And then I really love where this is going with these two guys. This is huge. Did you guys?
Dude, when you think about it too, Braun Breaker, I mean,
So good.
now being shot into a program with
So
Seth
worth
Rollins,
it.
CM Punk, and Roman Reigns, I mean, it's
well
it's
deserved.
gonna
exactly what
catapult
he
him.
deserves, dude. He's
Yeah.
so good.
He's gonna be a star. Him and Jacob are gonna main event a WrestleMania in like
I hope,
3
yeah.
years.
Absolutely.
2 years.
I'm
That
very,
being
very,
said,
very happy about that reveal. But I will say, like you said, Labber, when I saw Black Hoodie, not only did I think Samoan, I thought our final boss, and I thought final boss was going to stand up with
Oh,
Seth
God.
and Paul and do the last countdown, do his countdown, and I thought that was going to be the big reveal. But luckily it wasn't, because that would have been ugly and just not as well done as what
Well, it
I'm
would have
hoping.
been so ugly because
No.
you're like, oh, you motherfucker, you showed up at
Well-
the Raw after
well,
Mania.
yeah,
What?
but-
also
Yeah.
earlier that day he did a thing on McAfee's show saying how he had nothing to do with Mania and he doesn't even have anything to do with the storyline.
Yeah, so,
Earlier that same day.
yeah. I
And he was saying wrestling's a work, it's fake, everything.
I don't even,
like,
dude. What he said to Dave LaGreca is I don't
disgusting.
even want
Yeah.
Like,
Anyway.
dude, we all know. Everybody on fucking planet Earth knows you're one of the biggest stars on planet Earth.
he's
Why
play-
are you telling?
we play
Out-
along with
He's
it. That's
no,
what
but he's playing into something. I don't know what it is, but this is the
I think
angle
he's
The Rock is
trying to-
playing.
I really do think this is just who The Rock is now. Like I
I
think this is who
don't-
Dwayne is. I think he's
I
this
don't.
Yeah.
weird,
I think it's Twain.
just no self-awareness of like just
I-
I don't know, man.
I don't.
I don't think if it was part of a storyline, he would be commenting on fucking Dave LaGreca's shit.
I think.
Yeah.
You're,
Yeah.
I don't think. I think you're getting vote of confidence Triple H storyline with The Rock. I think you're getting. He's breaking kayfabe. This is the reason they break Team Corporate and Team WWE is because he is breaking the kayfabe, and some of them are there just for the paycheck, and the other ones are there because they love wrestling, and it's like.
I think that. I'm sorry, Wes, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's like I think the issue with The Rock is that I really do think there's some like real life headbutting going on with him and Triple H and
I
things
do
like that.
too.
I think there's real life headbutting going on with Triple H and TKO. Because dude, I listen.
They don't know how to run a wrestling show, and The Rock would rather be corporate Rock than run a wrestling show.
Right, like Triple H knows. Like you're never gonna convince me that Triple H is this like clueless to how wrestling
And
actually
out of
works.
touch. Yeah, just
Right, like he's not. There's like to me, there's got to be too many hands in the pot, and TKO is kind of like pushing their narrative and what they want to happen on Triple H. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I think, and like we saw that as a promo, you know, a year ago, right before Mania, where Triple H came out and said, like, you know, some guys need to know their role and shut their mouths, like blah blah blah. And I get it, and like to me, there might have been a little bit of real life angle to that because I do think, and I'm not saying there are things that Triple H, it's his issue and his problem, and he did wrong, and you know, booking
Well,
wise.
he also like if you're Triple H, how do you feel about The Rock going on there and going, I would have done things differently. I think
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It
Like,
just means
there's
it
no
just
doubt
feels
in
like
my
he's
mind.
undermining him.
yeah.
But
I'm not
That's
buying
why I
it,
think we're leading into a War Games where and why I keep saying TKO and Team WWE. Maybe it's a stipulation where if Team WWE loses, Triple H has to relinquish creative control in the kayfabe storyline. It's like there is a way that this work makes sense on paper, and that's why I don't think it's realistic, because you have to remember The Rock is an actor, and The Rock likes his money a lot more than he likes his petty beefs.
I mean, technically,
And
everybody is an actor in the WWE.
well, I know, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying.
But I get
Right.
it. I get it. Yeah.
it's like he is that showman where it's like we might hate him right now, but this could be leading into something where like 5-10 years down the line, we're like this was showmanship. Like
I think, okay, if that is the case, I do think what Rock said on McAfee, there's a better way to say those things.
100%.
Without,
Yes.
because you're just reinforcing people's stereotypes who are not.
Like, oh,
Like,
wrestling's for nerds.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Right,
no,
like,
I think what he said on
millions of people.
McAfee is problematic
Exactly.
I think it's problematic to the current perspective of the WWE structurally, and I think it's detrimental to the weekend that we just had, and I think it's a detriment to the story that we were all expecting to sort of play out, and I think
So, like I said, Jim, regardless if it's a work or not, there's a better way.
Yes, but
especially
here-
with all the bad PR leading into WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
it just piled on. It made it like,
but again,
great.
hear me out. Like, and I say I say this with a grain of salt. Like the kids and everything that watch WWE religiously and everything. Realistically, not many of them probably do, but shouldn't have access to McAfee or this whoever Greca guy, whoever the fuck he talked to.
But like he doesn't. Oh, go ahead.
Hear me out. He's building on the fact of there are fans out there that think that wrestling's fake, and they might not have watched wrestling because people are like, oh, well, it is fake. Oh, it's just a TV show. When you break the kayfabe and you're like, yes, it is just a TV show. Maybe you should watch for the story. That might bring in that part of the audience that you didn't have.
Wait, what do you mean it's fake?
Fuck off. But that's my point. You're tackling an audience that you weren't able to grab because they're the fans that are going, oh, well, wrestling is fake. It is pre-written. It's like, if you lean into that and you're like, it is, but so is every TV show you watch
Right,
on
that's
Saturday.
what
every
and
fan
That's the argument that
Right,
everybody
but
says.
I think that, yeah,
been arguing for 40
I
years.
think The Rock saying that alienates those people.
Yeah.
He is the biggest star on planet Earth. And there are millions of people who are watching because they're fans of McAfee, and millions more who are watching because they're fans of The Rock and aren't wrestling fans. So the biggest dude on planet Earth, who is one of the biggest stars in
He
wrestling,
undermines the business he made a living off of.
Right.
That's the problem.
Like, you don't have to say, oh, it's a work, it's all fake. Like, you know, you can give your 2 cents on how things played out on the weekend, but you don't have to reiterate the fact that wrestling is a work. Everybody knows wrestling is a work, dude.
Jimmy,
Like-
did you read the comment on Dave LaGreca's thing?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Before we continue this conversation, so we'll revisit this another time, that needs to be read.
Dave LaGreca. What the
We're
fuck
not going
is
to do that
it?
on air, though. We are going to
Greca.
Yeah, we gotta move to SmackDown a little bit.
Yeah, Fraxium versus Los Garza.
Fraxium is so good, dude. They're so fun to watch.
Great debut for Fraxium. I was very happy.
Bro, I love them so much.
Fraxium is fine.
I wish
Fraxium
they
is fine.
didn't just put over the same fucking people every time they bring in a tag team.
They are so good in the ring. Like,
They are really good.
Yeah.
It's
Fraxium's good,
almost
man.
like you're not like watching a wrestling match. It's like you're watching. It almost seems like CGI. Like, it just moves so smoothly.
They're just
like,
so
watching them
good.
wrestle. Yeah, like.
Also, Jim, you might have to hear Dave LaGreca's rant that he is.
I heard the
Bombing
rant.
too.
already.
I heard the
When
rant,
I saw
yeah.
his face, I know who you were talking about. It's
So
just,
the Dave LaGreca rant is a good one. It's an all-timer.
Jade Cargill lines up to challenge Tiffany Stratton, and then gets the shit beat out of her by Jade until
By Naomi.
By Naomi,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, by Naomi because she is Jade. And
I don't know what that was supposed to be by Naomi when she first came out and was like on top of Jade. Dude, she was playing the air drums.
they
For
cut
real?
the camera like twice on that.
Yeah, I don't know what they did there. That was
rough.
That was a
I
freaking
wow.
Kevin Dunn cut there. I don't know why they did that.
I was watching with CJ, and we were talking about the camera cuts there. We were like, they really need to find an angle that makes that look good, or she's got to make contact with her.
Mhm.
Like, that was crazy.
Jim, are you reading this comment?
Yeah. It's
Kind
weird.
of weird.
All right.
Definitely weird.
Then we have the match started, correct? The Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, and then Naomi came in for the
And then
DQ.
Naomi came in, and then Nia fucking got involved. And we're gonna move on from that because
That's your girl, bro. Come
there's not
on.
enough time in the world for me.
What do you
Yeah, I am
mean?
Nia.
I fucking
What do you
hate
mean?
Nia Jax.
Samoans saved wrestling. Like, without Nia, where would we be?
Just move on. I don't. Just move on.
Just go.
Just move on.
I wish I had something camera for that.
I tried so hard not to laugh.
All right, Drew
Don't even-
McIntyre, LA Knight, and Jacob Fatu.
Dude, fun segment.
Jacob
Drew
Fatu was a star.
Oh, Jacob
Drew
is
is
the man.
great.
LA Knight's hilarious.
LA
Drew is
laying on
fucking
the
hilarious.
ropes
Yeah.
during the thing. He was posted up on the fucking ropes.
Dude,
Are
when
you
Drew
done?
said-
He goes, I'll get to you in a minute. He goes, carry on.
I
When,
think
that
Drew
action was
needs a
great.
mic in his hand at all times and
When
needs to
Drew
be
said-
involved in a feud at all
No,
times.
I'm not a Nepo baby. And it's like, speaking of Nepo babies, hello, Bloodline. That was amazing.
He really is.
Drew's
Drew is my
fantastic.
favorite. Like
Drew's
Drew
so
is
good.
Great.
Drew's writing is perfect. I don't know if it's him, like the mic work is him, or if someone writes for it. Whoever comes up with the shit that he says is fucking phenomenal. It is so good. It's so well put together. And he does the serious, funny guy so well. I love it. I absolutely love his
How the hell
character.
did you get across the border?
I want to talk about only two more things that happened on Friday before we call it. First and foremost, big up, good on Zelina Vega.
Yes.
Yes.
She deserved it.
Yes.
Good for her.
Chelsea Green's fantastic. She's gonna be a women's world champion at some point.
100%.
Chelsea Green's great. Zelina Vega deserves it. She's been working her ass off.
The Secret Hervis.
Yes.
Secret Hervis.
That is one of my favorite things. It's one of the funniest things I've ever
For some
heard.
reason, like they just made that a thing.
The Secret Hervis.
Yeah, no, Zelina, and the match was solid. I actually liked the match.
It was really good.
It was a good match.
Chelsea Green, great in the ring, and
Mhm.
Zelina. By the way, there's a whole fucking contingent out there who think Chelsea Green sucks, and it
I know.
blows my mind.
It
I
doesn't
think she
make sense
sucks
to me.
as a human being. Her whole character pisses me off, but I think she's great in the ring.
She's supposed to.
Yeah.
That's the point.
I know that's
No,
the
that, like, she is.
It's a work
she is
product.
one of
Yeah,
the people
assholes.
who's limited. She is a character limited by her gimmick, not by her
Yes.
ability.
Yeah.
And I said the same thing about Edge when I was 10, guys. I know it's a work. I'm just telling you it's working.
Yeah.
Like, the work is working.
It's
Like
a work
Chelsea
plan.
Green, people think Chelsea Green sucks because her character sucks. She is
Yeah.
a phenomenal
And
wrestler.
even then, she's killing it with her.
I was gonna say,
head.
she's entertaining.
Yeah.
Very
She's
entertaining.
entertaining as all hell.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan.
When she came back as a Karen, I was like, this is fucking awesome.
She demands a recount.
Yeah.
That being said, we are going to
Also,
move on.
if I can add
Yes,
a little nugget
please.
there, but it's really cool that Zelina wins her that United States title the night her husband is returning too.
Yeah. That was
I mean
awesome.
that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
In Fort Worth, goddamn Texas, of all places. But whatever.
Yeah. So next up, final topic of the show here, gentlemen, the TLC match.
Banger.
Fire.
So fucking
Phenomenal.
sick.
That should have been on the
Unbelievable.
that should have been on the
talk about Street
WrestleMania card.
Profits for a fucking
Oh
second?
my god.
Can we talk about fucking Dawkins and Ford, dude? These dudes are incredible.
I said it
They're
last year,
amazing.
but
They're both amazing.
Montez Ford is a future world champion.
Yes,
I-
100%.
Dude,
He should be in the singles
he's
title
not just
picture.
physically insane and really good. He's entertaining. He
He's so
his
good.
mannerisms.
He's
fucking
fun Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
He's fun Braun Breaker.
Yeah, dude, he's insane.
Dude, I mean, kudos to literally every
Motor
City
City
100%.
Machine Guns.
Oh my god.
Motor City
it was-
Machine Guns look fantastic in
Oh,
this match as well.
yeah, no, but that match should have been in Mania. The fact that we
100%.
got New Day instead of
Absolutely.
that
Easily.
is insane.
Absolutely.
And the fact that you
Easily.
couldn't have just thrown New Day and fucking Viking
They should have
Warriors
switched
in
it.
Like, no, just throw them into the fucking ladder match. Just fucking throw the titles in there. Fucking just have fun. Throw everything fucking on the line. Why not? Like, who cares? Just have a good match.
Yeah, the fact that that wasn't at Mania was
It's insane.
insane.
Mm.
We've had matches where there were both tag team titles hanging above the ring and 2 different people won the 2 different titles. Like, you could do
Just last
shit
year.
like that. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, you can
Yeah.
easily do shit like that. That should have been the Mania match. Hands down. No doubt in my mind.
Yep. And here we are.
Dude, that was DIY is great. They and bald and babyface Ciampa is weird.
Yeah, he just fucked up his beard, so he had to shave everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely weird.
but yeah, I don't know. I think Street Profits shined. I think they looked fantastic. I thought Motor City Machine Guns looked amazing. This is where they shine, though. These fast-paced, like
I think all 3 teams looked great. I really think the Street Profits, like, it was night and day. And that's not to say that DIY and Motor City Machine Guns didn't look great, but for some reason, Friday night the Street Profits looked just immaculate.
I think that goes to show that the difference in levels of certain, like, that's the next tag team that needs to be elevated, in my opinion. After watching that match, after watching everything we saw, there was no one in that ring that you can say competed even, I mean, maybe 75%, but like, they gave 120% compared to everybody else. Like,
It was like
there
they-
is,
Like they said on commentary, like these are 6 people that deserved a WrestleMania match
yes,
and didn't get it, and
Yeah.
now
Yep.
they're proving you why they
Yes.
should have been on the card.
yes,
100%.
and
Yes,
they could have
exactly.
replaced several matches on those on either night. They could have replaced a couple of matches and
And
improved.
even if they just replaced the tag match with this one, it would have been fine. But
I
like,
hate to say,
I don't get why they did it.
Zelina and fucking Chelsea also could have replaced a couple matches.
100%.
It's like some of these matches
Right.
we've seen in the past 2 nights could have easily replaced matches on Mania, and then we could have had easier, better fallout, better shit to come for the next
Yep.
2 days.
I think part of that, to an extent, is a few of them making the statement on their own that like we should have been on WrestleMania, like retroactive.
Oh, it was definitely personal for them.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely. All right. Is that it? Does anybody have any closing remarks on the show? Is anybody participating in the game later? Not today, but
later
in the week.
maybe.
What is the game?
Yeah,
Like,
We
what are we
will
playing?
cover that. We will cover it. There
We
will
will
be
cover it.
several.
yeah, well, I want more details before I sign off on the game.
Alright,
The
James
game
out.
could be you sticking your finger in my ass, and I'm
You've
not
never
okay
seen the
with
game
that,
with
so.
Michael Douglas?
Well, we all just lost the game also, so.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
God.
game.
I got
But
you
you know
all.
what, guys? I don't have the soundboard open, but if I did, it would be time to play the game.
Bingo.
Anyway, all right.